The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Good evening, this is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Kelleton.
And I'm Terry Longwood. I'll be back with sports later on in the bulletin.
In this edition, PNG at risk of vaccine-preventable diseases. NCDC imposes a week's liquor ban, and Wigmen record first win. A vaccine fridge with vital storage functions was presented to Gaubin Rural Hospital by Digicel Foundation. The equipment comes at a crucial time as the government implements its vaccination campaign for measles, rubella, oral polio vaccine and vitamin A for children who are 5 years old and under.
The Digicel Foundation, through a partnership with Gaubin Rural Hospital in Madang, donated much-needed equipment for the hospital's outreach programs. The rural hospital has been without a vaccine fridge and as such could not implement vaccination programs. Digicel Foundation donated a solar-powered vaccine fridge worth 57,000 kina. The fridge will be used to store vaccines, blood samples and has an ice maker. Digicel Foundation CEO Serena Sasingyan enlightened the Gaubin community about the work of the foundation and its assistance to communities since 2008. Deputy CEO and Director of Public Health with the Madang Provincial Health Authority, Dr. Martin Damien, stated that the Madang PHA embraces public-private partnership programs because whatever the government provides is not enough to cater for all health facilities within the province. Dr. Damien said between 2019 and 2023, Madang has recorded 18% coverage only in vaccination and immunization. He encouraged parents to have their children immunized so they can avoid getting diseases that cannot be treated with regular medication. The Gaubin Health Facility is a Lutheran-run hospital that was built during World War II by the Germans. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
Since 2005, there has been a significant decrease in immunization coverage in Papua New Guinea, and in the last 5 years, coverage remains at the lowest level. As a result, PNG is facing a very high risk of vaccine-preventable disease outbreaks, especially measles and polio. To immediately build up the immunity of children under 5 and to prevent these deadly and debilitating diseases, Papua New Guinea is planning to conduct a national immunization campaign in all 22 provinces. The nationwide campaign will be implemented for 3 weeks to vaccinate all eligible children in the country.
That we are moving well, actually very well, and the provinces are all set. Many of them have started. We have a little bit of issue with airlines, and so to uplift and send further vaccines, that will very much depend now on the airlines being able to give us the space on the cargo. But we are grateful to our partners. They are ensuring that the vaccines are going up to almost all the provinces now.
The vaccination will be given to prevent the risk of measles and polio outbreak and birth defects due to rubella infection in early pregnancy. In addition, vitamin A supplementation will be administered for eye health, vision, growth, immune function, and survival.
Our people need to understand what are these diseases that we are vaccinating against and why. So from scientific knowledge and of course medical knowledge, we know that these diseases, when children catch them, they are not treated, they can eventually lead to death, fatal. They are almost always fatal. Many children will survive and some will die.
Immunization is saving millions of lives every year. The National Department of Health and partners, UNICEF and WHO, emphasized that vaccines reduce the risk of getting a disease by working with the body's natural defenses to build protection. Morbe Province launched its measles, rubella, and polio campaign today at the Huonville Primary School field in Leh. Parents are encouraged to bring their children between 0 and 5 years old to the nearest clinic to protect them from vaccine-preventable diseases. Today, Morbe Province launched its measles, rubella, and polio campaign at the Huonville Primary School field in Leh. Sister Patricia Mitiel Gahanau looks after family health services in the province, which immunization also falls under. Sister Mitiel Gahanau described this supplementary immunization activity as a preventative campaign to boost the low coverage rate in the country.
We want all our children 0 months to 5 years, 0 months to 5 years to receive 2 drops of polio vaccine, and 6 months to 5 years is to receive measles, rubella, and vitamin A. Today is the launch of this supplementary immunization activity, and all the districts, they will be starting this week. Some are doing their advocacy, social mobilization, and others like Leh District, Wampar, and other health facilities, they're giving the vaccination starting today.
The immunization campaign will run for 20 days with the aim of raising the present immunization coverage from below 50% to 95%. Sister Mitiel Gahanau stressed that this is not COVID-19 vaccine.
Now suit na marasin bla give him no COVID suit, no God. Please, harim good display no COVID suit. COVID suit only give him 18 plus Christmas nanta. Na display me give him 0 months to 5 years. Em all tambu suit where all mama papa me before all kissim me play go long. Kissim this tambu suit.
Members of the community have been asked to take care of the public health team that is rolling out the measles, rubella, and polio immunization campaign. Coordinator of Morbe's Family Health Services, Sister Patricia Mitiel Gahanau, is appealing to residents to ensure the safety of her team as they strive to increase the province's immunization coverage for the next 3 weeks.
Mi wan pla victim blood isla. All neswe, all saronimo, all sasutimo loston. Please, me appeal to you all community, all leaders, all players, all leaders, all church leaders, all community leaders. Please, you must look good, na protect him. Na look out in good, all workman Mary, blow me pla uside, all bakan lo peles blow you inside the settlement, inside lo wanema boligo, all ba walk about lo blues wanema. Please look good lo this line. Na talk say all man Mary, all young plaman, or side the place long. Look out him good this line. You know blow you me bagarapim. Only can lo give him good plus something. Or no can lo bagarapim you pla lo community.
East New Britain Province launched its supplementary immunization activities today at the Rabaul Provincial Hospital. Provincial leaders say this is also a time to renew public trust in the value of all vaccines and continue to build long-term support and awareness for immunization.
The launching of East New Britain Immunization Plan now kickstarts the implementation of the Supplementary Immunization Activities Program. It is expected to run for 3 weeks, which will deliver measles, rubella, and polio vaccines, as well as vitamin A nutritional supplement to children aged 5 years and below. Attending the launch today was Governor Michael Marom and other provincial leaders. The key message is that a concerted effort is needed to improve the province's coverage and act now to protect every child in East New Britain Province from vaccine-preventable diseases. This also includes strengthening the routine programs after the SIA program is completed. All families were urged to bring their children to the nearest health facility to get vaccinated. The Rabaul district has committed 100,000 kina from the district DSIP health sector under emergency and disaster component to support the SIA program. Rex Litter, TV1 News.
The bilateral relationship between the Republic of Korea and Papua New Guinea is said to be very important. Prime Minister and Acting Foreign Affairs Minister James Marape said this was exemplified by trade between the two countries worth 6.33 billion kina in 2022.
Prime Minister and Acting Foreign Affairs Minister James Marape has confirmed that he would attend the first Korea-Pacific Island Summit in Seoul later this month to discuss issues of climate change as well as furthering bilateral relations. Marape said this after a high-level meeting with members of the Republic of Korea Assembly in Port Moresby last Friday, May 12, 2023. The delegation was led by Chairman of Foreign Affairs and Unification Committee Kim Tai-ho and Vice Chairperson Lee Jae-jung and committee members Cheol Su and Vu Shanggu. The Prime Minister added that the big increase in trade between Korea and PNG had not gone unnoticed by his government and there is room for even more growth. He further offered PNG as an investment destination for Korean companies as well as for PNG producers to export to Korean markets. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. After the break, NCD Liquor Ban and DWU Korea Expo.
It was during and after COVID that really motivated me to want to take up life insurance. I think savings is very important, and I think One Talk Delight provides a disciplined approach to savings, and it's a good investment to want to think about the future because it's always nice to have plans for what you want to do later on.
With you for life.
Whether we're playing sport, exercising for fitness, being active for work or play, just having some fun, or just chilling, there is one name we can count on that we know will keep us going strong. Skell Rice. Healthy, nutritious, delicious medium grain rice full of vitamins and minerals. Skell helps us maintain a healthy, active lifestyle so we can enjoy every day.
Skell Rice. Skell Life.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Our journey starts with you. We'll be there from the start, right through to your life's adventures. We'll ensure comfort and make your safety our priority. We'll take you to memorable moments, no matter where it begins. And we'll get you there like we've always done. The 4th generation coaster bus, more than just a bus.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Remus Smith will Warbrick for the corner, will Warbrick! Loops a pass, beautiful ball, Jesse Arthurs trying the corner.
leopards, bison, cheetahs, and more.
Ideally, all of these animals roaming freely would paint a beautiful picture. However, human progress won't allow that. The next best thing is to give them value.
Join Dan Cabela as he sets out on an international journey of discovery within the world of conservation.
There is no one-size-fits-all solution, and science is the best hope to find answers for their survival.
Hard Truths of Conservation, streaming now on Outdoor.
Welcome back. The National Capital District Liquor Committee is imposing a 7-day liquor ban in the city beginning Tuesday, May 16 to Tuesday, May 23 to 2023. The ban is being enforced as the city prepares to welcome important world leaders.
The temporary liquor ban is part of the wider operational plan in preparation for the world leaders' visit to the city for the 2 meetings in the City Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation and the UN Pacific. In a press conference at the City Hall last Friday, NCD Liquor Committee members Mosby Northeast MP John Kaupa, Sir Luciano Cragnolini, Metropolitan Superintendent Silva Sika, NCDC senior officials and City Manager Ravu Frank said the ban was resolved in their meeting prior to the announcement. City Manager Ravu Frank said only the hotels will be allowed to sell liquor during the ban period. He warned if anyone found breaching the ban will have his or her liquor license forfeited. He said the ban would help prevent any social and security issues. Frank appealed to the city residents and neighboring Central and Gulf people to accord the same respect and goodwill showcased during the 2018 APEC Leaders Summit to the visiting leaders. Police will be in full force enforcing the ban to ensure business houses and trade store owners at the suburbs, settlements and Motukoita villages comply with it. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
In a media release today, the Assistant Minister for Trade and Assistant Minister for Manufacturing, Senator Tim Ayers, announced his upcoming visit to Papua New Guinea. As a representative of the Australian government, the Senator will attend the 38th Australia-Papua New Guinea Business Forum and Trade Expo. He will lead a delegation of Australian business leaders from major industries including agribusiness, infrastructure and the National Rugby League. The Senator is set to deliver a keynote address at the Business Forum and Trade Expo and chair several roundtables on manufacturing, agriculture and renewable industries. The Australian government is investing in skills development in the Pacific to meet Papua New Guinea's domestic needs and support labour mobility. It was a day for information overload with the Divine Word University's Open Day Career Expo. All the faculties and their departments were fully armored in showcasing what they've been learning inside the lecture rooms. Students had on display actual work environments, tools, information, and everything needed to inform potential university students, parents, employers, and the general public about the courses taken up at the university.
Professor Father Philip Gibbs, president of Divine Word University, stated that this is the first time after 3 years since COVID-19 hit that the university has organized an open day. Unlike previous years, this year's event was more relaxing. Father Gibbs also announced that in the coming years, the school will host Open Day and the Cultural Show biannually. Consequently, the next Open Day will be hosted in 2025 and the Cultural Show will be hosted next year, 2024. Those who attended the Open Day Career Expo were given the opportunity to see and also learn more of what each course the university offers, the type of jobs associated with the courses, and the activities that each job performs in the workforce. Visitors asked questions and students explained thoroughly on what was on display and more. The university has 4 faculties: Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, Faculty of Business Informatics, Faculty of Education, and Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. A group of independent judges with various professional backgrounds visited each faculty stall to collect scores. The Faculty of Business and Informatics was winner at the Open Day Career Expo. It received 10,000 kina. Businesses, NGOs and government agencies also participated in the event. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
In recognition of the International Day of Families, it has been acknowledged that families play a vital role in the education and overall well-being of their children. To support this notion, Australia has teamed up with the Enga Provincial Education Department to launch a project aimed at distributing 30,000 home learning packs to schools in Laigam, Pugera, Kandap, and Kompiam districts. Originally developed during the COVID-19 pandemic, these learning packs are designed to provide support to families in helping their children continue their education during natural disasters, conflicts or crises. The home learning packs have already proven to be an essential resource for children and their families during periods of displacement, unrest and conflict. It is hoped that this collaboration will continue to provide accessible and quality education for all. The national government is targeting to deliver 6 special economic zones this year who must secure licenses from the SEZ Authority on merit, says the Ministry of International Trade and Investment. The time frame set to roll out the project is by the end of 2023.
The country's targeted special economic zones that are easy to accomplish and have been identified are Rigo Rise, Layport SEZ, PMIZ in Madang and the Log Processing SEZ in the Central Province, with the Central Limestone SEZ project also eyed. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru remains positive that the SEZ projects get priorities and requirements in place before operation.
We are keen on bringing the policy to Parliament by June, along with the master plan for the 10-year development of SEZ in Papua New Guinea, and also we are working on a revised legislation that we have to have completed so that after June we'll bring it to NEC and Parliament.
Meantime, with PNG realizing its potential to harness the economy, banking on special economic zones, one key immediate challenge is the mobilization of customary land.
They also provide a great opportunity for our citizens to benefit from the economic growth that comes with foreign investment, but it has to be done properly, learning from other experiences and failures, and protecting our existing businesses also in Papua New Guinea.
The Japanese Development Institute chairman Shoichi Kobayashi, when presenting at the CES summit, stated that land is very important for Papua New Guinea and that landowners, the government and developers must work together.
Sitting on the land, nothing going to happen forever. So think about your children, your grandchildren. We got to create jobs in this country, bringing in the birds.
Meantime, the work to get 6 licensed SEZs operational by the end of the year has already started. Susan Oriape, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. We'll have a look at what's making headlines overseas after these short messages. Stay tuned.
There's a sense of pride when you're able to do something right, a financial decision that has just really good benefits. With BSP Life Insurance, there's that alleviation of that worry when you pass away. The benefits of the BSP Life Insurance would meet those expenses on behalf of my family. If you're young and you have kids, you owe it to your children to make sure they're not left behind when you pass on.
With you for life. He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bunyamyumi.
From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend, PNG's own coffee.
All One Talks adds some excitement to your festivities with the Flame Easter Bonanza. Win a slice of a whopping 300,000 kina by purchasing the Flame Family Bundle Pack, which includes rice, sugar, flour and vegetable oil, all in one go. Highlight these goodies on your receipt and scribble your full name and contact details on the back and pop it in the entry box in selected stores across PNG. 4 fortnightly draws, 100 winners, 3,000 kina each. You don't want to miss out. This promotion ends on the 31st of May. Flame, strength and energy. Terms and conditions apply.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Tasmania is Australia's smallest state, lying about 240 kilometres south of the mainland. Join me on my journey through this beautiful island state as I experience the produce, people and culture that makes this an unforgettable island.
Welcome back. In news overseas, New South Wales children in need of a heart transplant will soon no longer be forced to travel to Melbourne in search of life-saving treatment. The state's first dedicated pediatric heart transplant service will open its doors at the Children's Hospital in Westmead from July, a move surgeons say will save lives.
An emotional day for this cardiothoracic surgeon.
Sorry. I don't need to say anything. Yeah.
I'll say it for him. Dr. Nicholson and his team brought Ahmed back from the dead.
Yeah.
Ahmed is one of just 5 children who received a heart transplant in New South Wales when COVID locked state borders. Every other child has been forced to travel hundreds of kilometres to Melbourne to the nationally funded paediatric heart transplant service, but that is about to change.
Statewide, paediatric heart transplants will be established right here in New South Wales.
The government has committed to spending $1.8 million to set up the service at the Royal Children's Hospital at Westmead. They say it will be up and running from July 1. Medical experts believe performing transplants in Sydney will save lives.
We've had children that have become worse and children who have died because they've had to be transferred.
This will change the outcome for many families who find themselves in a situation where transplant is needed.
Initially, the service will just operate on kids over the age of 12, with those younger still being sent to Melbourne. But it's hoped as the service continues to grow, all children will eventually be able to receive a new heart here in New South Wales, keeping kids close to home in the most delicate of times.
It was Mother's Day, and that's meant flowers, lunches and gifts for many people. But like the Queen's birthday and Good Friday, it also means giving back by raising money through the Mother's Day Classic.
Of supporters
Go Vivi!
marching together.
I have had it twice, and I'm a survivor.
20,000 participants running, walking and turning the tan pink, raising money for research into treating and preventing breast cancer. Christine Ramos knows all too well the value of this work, with some breakthroughs saving her mother.
So she's a survivor, she's still with us, and she had third grade cancer. So she's done an amazing job with radiotherapy and chemotherapy.
People have another 6 weeks to donate, with organisers hoping to crack $2 million this year. But beyond the money, the classic is also valuable for people whose lives have been touched by cancer to connect with others.
26 years ago we started when my wife was diagnosed with it, and we've been ever since.
My wife, Eileen, passed away last December, breast cancer, and we thought we'd join in the walk and make it an annual event.
The foundation estimates that each day 57 Australians are diagnosed with breast cancer and 9 people die from the disease. But while cancer may not take a break, even for Mother's Day, neither do the people fighting it.
If everybody raised a few $100, wow, could you imagine?
Taking steps towards a cure.
Human rights advocates are calling for urgent action on banning the Nazi salute after yesterday's violent rally outside the Victorian Parliament. A small group of neo-Nazis clashed with counter-protesters, resulting in 2 arrests. While the Victorian government is planning to introduce legislation to ban the salute, the pressure is ramping up on the federal government to do more.
Gut-wrenching scenes on Melbourne's streets as neo-Nazis bring their hateful rhetoric to the steps of the state parliament.
I was absolutely sickened to the stomach and disgusted. It's clear that the modern face of Hitler is alive and well here in Victoria.
We just don't want to see this kind of behaviour in a safe and multicultural and welcoming Victorian community.
While clearly offensive, it's not currently illegal to perform a Nazi salute. The Victorian government has promised to ban its use, while a Senate inquiry is also looking into new laws to ban the display of Nazi symbols nationally. Some want even stronger action.
I call on the state government to examine the possibility of outlawing any group that promotes, celebrates and glorifies the ideology of Nazism.
If we list them as a terrorist organisation, we drive them underground and turn them into terrorists. So we turn them from idiots into serious actors.
The public display of the Nazi swastika has been outlawed in a number of states and territories, but Nazi memorabilia continues to be available for sale on local websites.
This is a very lucrative trade. We are seeing many auctions, both online but also physically, and it's happening across the nation.
The federal government has labelled yesterday's rally unspeakably un-Australian. But while questions remain over how enforceable any new laws could be, experts warn there's no time to waste.
The challenge is how to manage this so it becomes a minor irritant rather than a genuine threat to society, whether in terms of people being targeted for vilification and threatened, or protest and counter-protest escalating.
There is no timeline on when any changes to legislation will be introduced.
McAndrew and Partners, a prominent Thai tapioca starch processor based in Chanthaburi Province, Thailand, in collaboration with the Public-Private Partnership Centre, have signed an agreement with Morbe Provincial Government to establish the Morbe Tapioca Starch Project. The signing was recently witnessed by Morbe Governor Luther Wenge, Finance Minister Renbo Paita and other leaders from the Morbe Provincial Government.
The Morbe Tapioca Starch Project aims to establish the first large-scale tapioca starch production plant in PNG. The plant's initial objective is to produce up to 600 tons per day of native tapioca starch, utilizing a land area of 31,540 hectares provided by the Varavara Land Group Incorporation in Morbe Province. The project will encompass the following components: tapioca starch plant, tapioca plantation, 4 megawatts biogas power plant, and a waste water treatment facility. These elements collectively form the foundation of the Morbe Tapioca Starch project, representing a significant step towards advancing tapioca starch production in PNG. Managing Director of McAndrew and Partners, Charlie Wanchai, said after years of operating in Papua New Guinea since 2017, McAndrew and Partners have identified viable regions spanning from Lae to the Abau district where commercial-scale tapioca roots could be cultivated.
The paper that you guys use is also made out of starch, at least 5% of it. Most of the processed food that you eat, baby milk, also has starch. So it's an important crop and a high demand commodity that's keep going up every year. So price-wise, over the last 2 years, it has increased by roughly about 25%.
Governor for Morobe, Lutawenge, supported the partnership between the developer and the provincial administration and committed to see this become a reality.
My government is already given a full support to make sure that that project extends to the Morobe province, particularly to the Makam Valley.
Minister for Finance and Planning and member for Finsafen Rainbow Paita have also stressed the importance of the Marape-Rosso government of downstream processing, and such project is an example of such.
From this MOU signing going forward would be to ensure that all appropriate necessary support from national agencies, permits or any other approvals that need from, especially from NEC coming down, would be given at our highest priority, given that we've been talking about downstream processing and a major government policy has been for agriculture.
The project will create a massive job opportunity for the local people, up to a total of 20,000 when operation commences. Morobe Provincial Government Public-Private Partnership Center, Varavara Land Group Incorporation and McAndrew and Partners have agreed to commission a full feasibility study to be carried out in May 2023 to September 2023, with cost being shared on a 50-50 basis between Public-Private Partnership Center and McAndrew and Partners. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
Meantime, McAndrew and Partners have also signed a memorandum of understanding with the Central Provincial Government to establish a sugar mill in Kariku district.
A total of 100 hectares of sugarcane have been planted in the Kariku district all the way to Abau district in the Central Province. The project will produce 16,000 tons of sugar per day and aims to build the largest integrated sugar enterprise in the country. Managing Director of McAndrew and Partners, Charlie Wanchai, explained that it was an existing project started pre-COVID and was stalled during the COVID-19 pandemic and put everything on maintenance till today.
So we spent roughly around $5 million on the project. That's hard cost in the country. And another $15 million in terms of getting everything designed and all the financing behind it. Yeah, we have partners that are sugar mills already in Thailand. So Midgaset Uthai Thani is one of our partners.
Kariku MP Peter Isoaimo thanked the government for supporting the sugar mill project in the district and pledged his support for the project. The project, once completed, will create about 30,000 employment opportunities for the local people as well as other benefits.
We are grateful as a government in that Charlie has already started the project in Abau and his shareholders have so decided to shift the project to Kariku. I am so grateful and appreciative of the Marape-Rosso government through Minister Paita and Governor Undialu for throwing the support behind the MOU signed today to bring the sugar project to Kariku electorate.
Minister for Finance and Planning Rainbow Paita applauded the leadership of the central government leaders and pledged his support to fully support the project to its operational stages.
We also thank the investor. Sometimes it's very hard to find credible partners who are willing to invest capital, technology and time to be in this country, so we don't take that for granted, and we take Charlie and Anisha for coming this far and to be able to sign what is an initial MOU to show partnership going forward with the two provincial governments. So I think
Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
And now the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. This is TV1 News. Sports is next with Terry. Stay with us.
Without a doubt, you care for your loved ones. You want to keep them safe, whoever they may be with, wherever they may be, in the home or facing the world outside. Don't let anything stop you, not even bacteria. Protex helps protect your skin with natural extracts. Boosted with flaxseed oil, Protex helps eliminate 99.9% of bacteria for healthy skin. And with the power of natural goodness, you're ready to play every day. Protex, for the good health of your skin.
McNeil still! Welcome to MotoGP.
To be a highly dramatic 18-lap Malaysian Grand Prix Moto2 started with...
So that's a very decent middle sector for the Alpine. They only half a second.
Oh. They have crashed! They've gone into each other! What a start for Will Davison. Di Pasquale has been swamped.
Some of the biggest and most talented egos in sailing.
The two-time defending champions make it 2 in a row.
Am I gonna die? I was hoping to get to know you.
Every beginning is the end.
How is Robbie doing?
He's in the ER and needs the operation. But we're short on cash. What should we do now?
I will figure it out.
You attempted to rob a bank. But what for?
It wasn't my fault. Would you please believe me?
And every end is the start of something new.
I love you so much, Emma.
I will be Robbie's father from now
on. There's a story in that dressing room of rock that rose from dust. There is courage you can count on and a mateship you can trust. There comes a time when you must fight.
It's onto the back plane.
and it lights an inner fire that electrifies the night. Yet, above the heaving cauldron and beyond the mighty game, there's a legion in your corner and its colour bleeds the same.
Whiten, yes! Put it to Holmes! What a ball! What a try to Valentine! Over the top, it's an open passage for Tupou! Is something cooking here? You bet it is! Now Cleary, Bernard! It's been pitched by Ben Hunt! Hunt wins the Origin for Queensland!
Welcome back. In sports, defending champions Croton Hella Wigman registered their first win of the 2023 Digital ExxonMobil Cup season on Sunday after hanging on to beat Moniplas NCDC Vipers 22-20 at the Santos National Football Stadium. Wigman were leading 16-14 at halftime.
After a horror start to their title defense, accounting for a draw and 3 disappointing losses, the 2022 Premiers showed glimpses of what a quality side they can be on their day after picking up their first win of the season at the expense of Vipers. After trading consecutive sets in the opening exchanges, Moniplas NCDC Vipers struck first in the 5th minute when Big Stanton Albert barreled his way over from close range to put his team on the front foot 6-0. At the back of some good inroads into Vipers' half, Wigman's rookie speed machine Cyril Siba working the left edge for the first of his double to draw level 6-all. In the next wave of attack, Wigman were over the white line again, this time power center 3-quarter Junior Igila showing his skill and strength to crack the Vipers' defense for a 10-6 lead. Crafty play from dummy by Vipers maestro number 9 Super George got the Vipers back to a 10-all scoreline. From a scrummage 10 out from the Vipers line, PNG Hunters recruit Trevor Solu wrong-footed a number of would-be defenders to pick up Wigman's third try to push them in front 16-10. A brilliant offload from lanky Philemon Kimizive resulted in Junior Kemau scoring on the right corner in the 35th minute to close the first half at 16-14 in favour of Wigman. The defending Premiers opened the scoring in the second half with Saber getting his second to put Wigman further in front 22-14. A grubber from Rugby League journeyman and Vipers fullback Eleni Gabi setting up Benson Debire for a brilliant finish at 22-20 with Wigman in front. In the end, the Wigman hung on to pick up their first win of the season.
There's a lot of areas that they need to work on and come back next week for a good game.
Congrats to Ella Wigman for a tough game this afternoon. Yes, we worked really hard during the week, but our game today is scrappy.
I'm long coming back to the game, and some of the things that I've learned, it's good to be back and play a better footy, get my fitness up for the big games ahead of me.
A fast-finishing Gas Resources Central Debarrage pushed the Yagmak Rabal Gurias up to the bell, only to go down fighting 2026 at full time in the main match of the Pool B doubleheader played at the Santos National Football Stadium on Sunday. Guria scored 3 tries in quick succession, setting up a commanding lead of 22 points to 4 before the Barras clawed their way back into the contest.
The highly anticipated Round 5 clash between Gas Resources Central Debarras and Agmak Rabal Gurias was the main draw card in Pool B as fans gathered in the stands to cheer them on. It was a game of 2 halves with Gurias dominating the first before the Barras showed their resilience and class in the second half. From the outset, Gurias showed some early dominance in the attack that saw former Vipers centre William Tirang latched on to a short pass to score first points for a 4-0 lead. The Barras were able to regroup quickly that saw number 9 Matthew Wawe did his thing from close range to hit back with a 4-pointer to draw level. Gurias number 9 Nathan Tete with his nippy dummy half antics set the platform for the Gurias to showcase their attacking prowess, resulting in 3 unanswered tries to Alex Max, Nelson Waki and Junius Gun, setting a commanding lead of 22-4 at the end of the first half. In the second period, the Barriers came out of the sheds refreshed with renewed adrenaline and confidence. A fight back was looming. From a number of unorthodox plays, Garo Kapana started the scoring spree before Lagabatia and Wala Samoa showing their class on the Guria's right edge that would set up a thrilling finish. A rampaging run by Guria's reserve forward Pasala Kolo to the Barriers try line would seal the deal at 26-22. The Gurias hung on until full time.
My boys' performance today was good, but the first half we gave away lack of defensive at the first half, so Gurias scored 3 tries and then make us struggle to come back in the second half.
We prepared for this game, but you know, the boys, especially the second half, it was not the way we wanted, but we thank the boys. The boys got the win today, so yeah.
Obviously, we will go back and work more extra hard on the mistakes they had us that we caused, and next week we take another Galvin, so we'll get more prepared.
Despite a number of forfeitures, the Kokopo City Rugby League season proper kicked off on Saturday and Sunday at the Calaban Oval with 11 clubs competing in the under-20 women and senior men. From Saturday's matches, Rabaul Panthers and Vunapope Tears picking up wins on forfeit in the senior and under-20, while Tokubot Brothers beat Rangers 16-0 in the A grade. On Sunday, under-20 KBC Knights beat CPL Bulls 6-4. In the seniors, Knights and Bulls drew 8-all. While in the other A grade match on Sunday, Kokopo Muruks picked up a forfeit win over Royals. Port Moresby Rugby League pre-season has commenced yesterday at Tarma Barracks Field, where 18 schools participated with great interest from students on the first day of the tournament was quite overwhelming. It was expected to be a great season for the students going into the season proper.
Port Moresby School Rugby League starts its pre-season with 8 teams. These teams participate in 3 divisions: under 14, under 16 and under 18. The girls team is open mix of different age groups. Competition official Indy Verena is happy because of the overwhelming interest from students and schools. He said it is a good sign as they head into proper season after 2 weekends.
School rugby plays a lot of big part in National Rugby League.
Students from Waigani Christian College and Kila Kila Secondary School were among 6 other schools who turned up. But there were concerns about non-school players, hence regulation will be put in place to manage the competition. Part of the reason is to ensure safety of students and that non-students do not take part. Verena said it is a pathway for rugby league talent in the country. Meanwhile, pre-season will be completed next weekend, then proper season will commence. The competition has been running for over 5 years. Verena is pleased to see it return in 2023. Carl Tandeku, who leads Waigani Community School, said giving students exposure to rugby league at a young age will steer them towards a career in rugby league.
This is just a pre-season. The NCD Schools Rugby League competition, the pre-season phase of it. We wanted to in fact ensure that compliance issues are all sorted out properly before we started. So we wanted to treat today's game and probably next week's game as a pre-season, and then as soon as we confirm the final number of schools that are going to participate, then we can head into round 1.
Verena is looking forward to see some rugby league stars coming out from this program. Rex Lita, TVWAN Sports.
And that's our sports segment for tonight. Maricela.
Thank you, Terry. That ends another edition of TV1 News. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
Bye.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.